Welcome everyone to a Talking Terror. We haven't done one of these in a long time, and it happens to be April Fool's Day. I don't have anything. Do you guys have a joke or anything?
Can't just
we don't
announce
have any
joke before you do it.
So. Yeah, it's just I know.
Comedy is timing. All right.
Exactly. I'm Westport. I'm the dungeon master for the campaign. With us, we have here tonight Mike, Hannah, and Justin, the players of the Soul Survivors, to discuss. It's been like an entire year since our last Talking Terramere. So lots to cover. I think the last one was in May 2025. We did one right after Disintegration. That's the last time we did one. So it's been almost a year. But tonight we're going to be covering episodes 56 through 69. And you can always find other episodes of this show at talesofterramere.com. We stream live on Twitch, but you can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads with our handle Tales of Terramere. All right, we're going to dive right into the discussion here. So, starting off from the beginning, right after Disintegration, we had come back. You had just left Calico Deer, and you're traveling up the mountains near the end of your trek. And where we picked up was you suddenly had some sort of vision. Willa, you heard the voice talk to you, and it asked to connect everyone and for a vision. At that point, I guess what was going through everyone's minds when we started and that occurred?
When did we get the vision? Did we do camp?
You got the vision and then we camped. So the voice spoke. You all connected to this vision. You saw Savamel and bound in fiery chains. And something that you saw that the cultists were using his magic to fuel this ritual, right?
We still have time. He's still alive.
It's only been a year that he's been chained and fired.
Hasn't even been a year. It's been literally
he's probably
a couple months.
That's
a
right.
few months.
He's at that stage where he thinks we forgot about it. Which,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say taking detours was forgetting about it. we're on the way. So
you're just trying to find the right route to get to him, Make sure he's okay.
Hey, you teleported there. We have to walk all the way there. So that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Maybe kill our horses on the way, Justin. Sorry.
Too soon.
Too soon.
We did come back, and it was a lot thrown at you, right up from the start. Had the vision and sort of launching you into this new arc of the campaign, getting into career and all that stuff, finding out about the cult and.
Yeah, I mean, I think we smelled Willa's arc coming, which was yes, let's do this.
Smelled it. Smelled it.
She started, when she starts having visions and I was ready for it because for the longest time, it was all I really knew of Willa was, she grew up on a farm and she likes to boot people, but things really started to flesh out for her. I think that was the beginning of it.
Is that what, and I'm sorry, just remind me again, what part of that vision, was it just because Willa was having the vision or we were channeling it through her? Or is it because there was something particular about Willa's backstory / history?
Yeah, I don't know. It was, it's like just because it was her having the vision, I was I think it's about time.
I mean, she has her necklace, right? Her mysterious necklace. We still have not learned everything about. We've learned a lot more since the episode 56, but her necklace glowing and getting this connection to the voice, which spoke to her, and then asking her to open her mind to share this vision with Anton and Gemma. She offered it to you, and at that point, all of your minds were into this vision and saw what the cult was doing. Saw within the volcano, Savamil being chained, seeing that he's there, some strange ashen gray skinned mage in charge, and seeing that he's like in a volcano and being used for some ritual.
Was this the first vision that we had of this? I thought we had an impression that he was already trapped in the volcano. Prior to
We had talked to him on the eve, I think.
Yeah.
Like called him up and sent him a message at some point.
Girlish
And he told us
screams coming from his. He used all 25 of his words to complain and shriek, I guess.
Ow.
Yeah, even going further back
Yeah.
to clarify, even going further back, like you were on the ship, you were on the river ship, and remember Savamil had disappeared through Virendrel before he got on the ship, went through the portal.
Yeah.
And so you called him through the Giants here, and we're like, hey, what's going on? You know, are you okay? And he's like, I've been captured by cultists, and they worship a dragon. That was sort of your already first understanding of what was going on, but you hadn't seen it like this until this vision. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a big surprise, like hearing the voice for the first time. But then I feel like for Willa, the fact that she was getting like helpful information out of her friend from it, and that it was like sharing the information with her friends that were there, that she was willing to like trust this more than probably, you know, she would have if it was anything different.
Was that the first time we really leaned into your psychic abilities, or was that like just another piece of the puzzle, like when after you've had maybe some sort of similar flexing of your psychic abilities with Razik or something like that? I can't remember exactly, but this seemed pretty significant in that in the timeline.
Yeah, I'd say it was a significant point for her. I think she's done a little bit of like psychic chatting before, maybe with Razik or maybe like on her own as well, like using her some a little bit of abilities, but this was the first big one.
Yeah,
that was the first time we've really tapped in and saw what her amethyst necklace can really do.
Oh man,
it just kind of glowed and stuff before, kind of gave like hints and things, but this is the first time it like seemed to give a message, at least. So through that though, you saw that the vision and that ended, and that was sort of a lot to sort of grapple with right from the start. But that same night, you did camp, and you saw, or Anton had the dream. Sehanin visited Anton in his dream, basically told him gave him that holy mission to retrieve the Moonblade from the vault of the Oathforged. That's when that was given.
Wow. Yeah, it's been a long time. I can't believe it's been a year.
A long time.
Still looking for that damn sword.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to cover. I can see that things are coming back to you now.
We're just now getting to your Moonblade, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. A lot of things.
Remember, we had to turn the cogs.
We're getting that. We should bring that up.
Yeah.
It's like definitely keep that. Oh man, what if Willa? Going back to that thing real quick. What if Willa's necklace is like that ring in Beastmaster, so that the evil dude can actually look in on our activities while we don't suspect it?
Oh no, this is just now occurring to you.
It's just now occurring to me. Well, I thought it was supposed to be good. The guy's supposed to be good. And I was like, well, I know you know what I'm talking about. It's Beastmaster after all, but like,
love Beastmaster.
we we trust
No,
the voice, right? That's, I don't know if we've ever talked about this as a group. We trust
We
the
have
voice.
not talked about this other group.
Do we
I would
just
love to hear this.
like, are we just defaulting to being like, yeah, he's the first dragon or the big dragon? We should totally trust them, even though they've been out of the picture for centuries or whatever.
I think there's been like some implied like don't trust this voice type of thing from I forget the name
Recently,
from the
though.
other Dragonborn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
recently. And
Recently,
thanks
yeah.
for bringing that up because I totally forgot about that until you just said that.
Right.
Did you share that with? Well, I know we're skipping ahead a little bit, but did you end up sharing that with us? That there was some sort of subtext to that warning?
I don't think Willa mentioned anything about it, but I remember like everyone was there, and that the big question that she had asked him was like, "Are you happy?" And he kind of was like, he gave like a weird answer to it, and kind of like pointed at the necklace and made it like a shushing, thing with his hand. So
Who are we talking about? Who's happy?
what's his
Vildash.
name? Vildash.
Oh,
Dragon.
Vildash, right? Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great.
Since we're on the subject and also still skipping ahead, but we'll come back. But since we're talking about it, don't forget that Forge just recently contacted and used the ritual to talk to Moradin and asked Moradin if we should trust the voice.
That was the other thing. That was the thing that just happened.
That was the other thing
maybe
that
that's
we're
what I'm
talking
thinking
about.
of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the bigger one. Yeah.
that's the bigger one.
So sorry to get off track, but going back to what you were saying, I feel that so we had just crossed into the mountains and we got this message and stuff, and Anton got his holy quest, which I think it's great because moving into this season, it was his springboard into following down that path, that paladin path, after having had his sort of shift at the end of that last season, after you fought your
The moment of grace.
and you decided to lay your sword down in a figuratively,
Just
but
leaned
also
it against
a
the
little
wall.
bit, exactly, more like just loosened your grip. But I think that was a good kind of a, hey, this is what you're going to be doing. Go find this thing. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but go find. Let's go seek the holy blade.
Gave you some information, which we'll get to later, but you did do some research on and found some answers on. But from there, at least, you fought that basilisk in the cave. You camped there, fought the basilisk, survived. Everything was fine. And then the next day, you kept traveling. You're almost to Skyhaven. You ended up getting to that like bridge crossing, and fought those air elementals, and found out that they were being summoned by Zephyros, the goat folk on the other side, who, once you did a little convincing, dismissed them and told you to cross. Zephyros was there, the mage you traveled with for just a small amount of time.
Didn't I say something along the lines of like call out basically that I don't remember what it was that made me think that this wasn't actually an attack on us. Like it wasn't like personal, but it was more like a defense mechanism to protect Skyhaven. I forgot what you said or what you did, but there was something that made me be like, well, we're not trying to fight. We're just trying to find, you know, Skyhaven. And then I think that's when Zephyros came out, and it was like
there's something Gemma said.
Yeah. God, I have to go back to the episode, but I don't, there was something that happened where it made me think that like, this isn't just like a random encounter. This is something that they're protecting something rather than just trying to kill us, you know, as everything in this continent has been trying to do.
Tamir sucks, right?
It sucks.
It's like Australia.
So I think Gemma did have that. You did a roll too, I think, for convincing persuasion.
That for us, right?
and Zephyros came out, and you found this goat folk, something you haven't come across personally, but you had, I think a couple of you knew who it was or what it was. And he decided to lead you to Skyhaven, the village that, when you eventually got to it, it was sort of surrounded by clouds and was a sort of hidden little magical village that, upon its entrance, you saw a statue of Gemma's parents, which was kind of a shock to Gemma, I believe, at the time.
Yeah, barely remembering what they even looked like. To going to seeing a full-blown monument was shocking for sure. So I don't know, even after we did Veiled Threats and all that stuff, I'm not exactly sure how much of that stuff that Gemma knew, because she had been kept in the dark about a lot of it, more to protect herself kind of thing. The less she knows, the less she can tell, essentially. But definitely taken aback by that.
Great tie-in to Disintegration too.
Yeah.
You mean Veiled Threats?
Oh, Veiled Threats. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that after? Did we do all this after Veiled Threats? God, I don't remember.
Yeah, Veiled Threats was a
Yes.
long time ago.
Yeah.
That was prequel.
Right. Oh, yeah. And then we tied in like this was.
So we'd seen them.
and,
We sort of saw them before, and then we get to see them again. I don't know. That was
as
cool.
an audience. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
a good point. That's definitely a good point. We get that reference, right?
We get that
we know who those people are. Right. Oh, those dudes that died.
Yeah, and then from there, you went into the tavern. You kind of met the elf there. There was Vela Moonwake, and then from there, you also discovered kind of went around, kind of exploring the town a little bit. Found
Blacksmith?
that,
Oh, sorry.
the blacksmith. You saw Torgrim Ashkiln, who was the sort of the guy in charge of the teleportation circles that were there. And there was the Goliath that was in the blacksmith, the family that ran the farm and the general goods store,
Let's not forget that air genasi.
and the air genasi.
Gotta bring it up. It's so good. Oh, you're so cute.
Will Anton ever find love?
A little dip into romance there.
I love seeing, and I don't remember. Is this the first time that he's had to do this? But like, I love seeing Anton struggle with that, and I think it's just like a good like part of his character. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was like just how it played out. But it's cool to see someone so confident on the battlefield and doing everything that he like as a soldier, and then like when he gets to social situations, he's just like,
Yeah.
hey, hey.
Not a lot of practice in the army.
Right. So I think that I particularly enjoy that about Anton's this encounter, especially with Anton. So I think I was kind of ribbing you through Gemma, like seriously through Gemma, to be like, come on, like play that out, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I also liked how Gemma kept playing off like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? You're so weird.
You're acting weird,
Weird.
Anton.
Like, what? Just talk to me. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, nothing.
What are you looking at? Like,
Well, when early Anton didn't trust anybody because he was just so like battle weary and everything, and then he's kind of softened up. But then the minute he becomes a little vulnerable, he gets he gets his pocket picked. So
he's got to screw with your head. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's fucking with his head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's good. He just has to learn not to distance people, the right people, and I think you were successful with me and Willa, you know, and on some levels, Razik and Sava Mill. But I mean, like you said, will he ever truly find love?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But from there, I think.
Keep going because you might answer my question.
Okay. I was just gonna say, you did a little bit of shopping. We kind of killed some time a little bit. Kind of looking around. We went to the springs. You got that magical enchantment from the water.
Oh yeah.
Bought some items. You got the eggs from the farm. Some one fertilized egg and some unfertilized eggs. And then from there, I think you met with the council. For sure, and decided to go on this mission for them to go with Zephyros to inspect this tower, this broken tower, further in the mountains. Figuring out what was going on there, some strange magic emanating from there, and that led into you going in to explore it. First of all. What was sort of your? Did you have any expectations or anything going into that, or what did you like? Did you have any thoughts about like what this tower might be? You did know that it was somehow tied to the Empire. I think there were some hints there, but
I think I had the impression that it was a haunted tower and it was like side questy stuff, not necessarily tying into. I mean, on maybe at some level because of it being in Skyhaven with the founding members being Gemma's parents, but like personally, I think you had hinted that there was some sort of haunting-ish activity going on, and then that's kind of where I had my head in there. Oh, we're gonna go find a ghost, and it ended up being what we found there. But,
yeah,
right.
Same. I thought it was just gonna be a spooky tower, but then it turned into what was one of my favorite settings in the game.
Oh, cool.
An entire campaign, which was
interesting.
Just the idea behind it was cool, that it's like this resonant kind of beacon, psychic beacon. And I think one of the things that was so cool about it was we deliberated for a long time about what to do with that power, because it really felt like it could have gone either way. It didn't feel like it was on rails at all. It was like, okay,
good.
What do you want to do? And there was there's no hint of like, I kind of want you to do this, or I kind of want you to do that.
Yeah.
It was like, shit, how do we use this? Because I don't remember the exact details, but it was like there was a ethical thing to do, and then there was like a practical thing to do.
That wasn't as clear cut as the decision that we were faced with the what's his name? Grazadok. Remember, he was like, hey, I'm going to go against the Empire and I'm going to use this to gain all of this power. I think that for us, I can only, because I maybe I'm just assuming what you guys felt too, but I felt like that was kind of decisive. Like, well, no, first of all, like we're not going to let you exploit this. But from what you were saying, that was a more clear cut than what you were describing. Like, what are we going to do with it now that we have it? I mean, we didn't want, whatever it was, we weren't going to do it with him, but ultimately we have to make a decision with this because it could be used to hurt or help. And we didn't know who was going to be responsible for that. Not us.
I feel like what Grazadok presented, which I guess we can skip to, is was he sort of was presenting like when you got through everything, and we can maybe backtrack a little bit on some of what we missed because there's a couple important things in there. But getting to Grazadok, the dark agent that was in there, finding him, him presenting basically, hey, control this with me against the Empire. But I feel like that automatically, even presented to you, I knew where you all stood morally, and it felt like where you chose to go there made sense. And that wasn't like too surprising. But I was curious about once he was sort of defeated and you were like, no, we're not going to join sides with you. That's clearly wrong. But given presented the beacon itself, the power of the beacon, what you could do with that, I think that's one of the biggest campaign shift decision moments that you've come across.
Well, we didn't exploit it. That's the thing. We used it to move forward. We already had a destination and a goal. And again, I can only speak for myself, but I felt like we already had an idea where we were going. But I don't think it was like a question of whether. How do I say this? I felt like we used it for the right reasons and then eliminated it so that no one could use it for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do it. We didn't be like, oh, well, where are all the magic users, or what are they doing, or is God damn it, what's your dude's name in Veiled Threats? The one that was in charge, the wizard that sent us to get the green dragon.
Oh, Calidor.
Oh, is Calidor using the bathroom? Let's see, you know. I'd ask all that just to do that joke, but like we weren't exploiting it, and I think that at least for me, that was like one of the decisive things, because we were looking for Savamil, we were looking for Razik. Did we try to look on Razik?
You did, and then a couple other things.
And then we try to look for. God, I feel like that there was like another magic user that we were looking.
Willa's parents.
Yeah, that's Willa's parents.
Also,
your real parents, right? Or just you were
no mom,
okay.
no
your mom, and pa.
You
or
tried your real parents, couldn't find them. Mom and pa, you did find.
Okay.
Right.
And then
you also did Ruby Tin Bottom. Right.
Right.
Your quest.
Just to see what if we could.
See, like she was really there in Deltodir.
I think as players we were just kind of we were trying to do things to make it go forward, like things that we were going to encounter rather than. I mean, there's so many meta things we could probably have done with it. But,
yeah. You also checked on Savamil, I think, too, and you're like, yeah.
No, totally. I think that was like the first thing we did.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel like we could have just left it in the hands of Skyhaven? Like,
that was an option, right?
Right.
Yeah, but do you think we made the right call on that?
Of course, because that's the call we made.
I like it. No, that's confident. That's no second guessing.
More confident than I am, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I know Sephiroth, he was like, oh, maybe I could use this.
Oh, right. Yeah.
For good.
You're right.
She didn't even look at her notes. She remembered.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
awesome.
yeah.
No, that's a really
I forgot about that. Damn.
He was like, ooh, this is knowledge that I could use with Skyhaven. And
squatting over there like
use it.
Gollum, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I can do
Maybe
Well,
I
that's the
can
thing.
use this.
It's like the One Ring. It's just too much power.
Right.
It's just too much, and that's the call that we made. It's like nobody should have this, not even us.
I feel like Lord of the Rings could have been solved that too if you didn't give a ring to man, you know, man didn't go crazy over that.
Well, you're like also like no one should use this, but maybe we should for just a couple things.
Yeah.
But again, we weren't peeping
which is
on
fine.
it. We weren't doing it. We weren't being like, oh, which magic user can we kill next?
I mean, Frodo turned invisible, and he was fine.
Mostly, he lost the finger.
Kind of, yeah.
I agree. I think that we made the right call. And after everything we saw, I think in our notes here, parents were shutting it down. They were infiltrating the tower to shut it down.
Kind of backtracking a little bit, sort of like what you were discovering along the way was that your parents, Gemma's parents, were had been there, had tried to shut it down, and did. They did temporarily until the Empire sent a dark agent up there to reactivate it again, to reactivate it and use it to try and spy on Arcanus again, which is, God, we haven't stuff that's been in my head for a while. You got some signs when you're on your way up the trail. There are like some things left behind in like some of the camps and stuff. That was Grazadok and some of the men he was with trekking up the mountain just before you. And so there were a couple hints that there were some things that you didn't find. Yeah. they traveled at night, but there was a couple things that like you didn't find in the cave and stuff that kind of hinted at like there were Domarian agents just ahead of you.
Did we miss rolls, or were we just too busy fighting a basilisk?
I think for in the cave specifically, you missed a roll, and then some other things you just like didn't search. You didn't like look around, but
It's just some cave. Right.
I think you did find like you found an elven dagger and some Damarian gold in the cave. You did find that, and that was a bit of a hint.
Money.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but no, yeah. So they had just traveled. They were already ahead of you, kind of behind Razik, and got to the beacon, reactivate. And Razik, remember, he had a play in that too, which is a big thing to talk about.
You got all we saw the vision. Didn't we see like him take a key downstairs? I was gonna ask. That was the thing. This is the place that had that not beholder, but the other thing, a watcher or something.
A mind witness.
Mind witness.
Yeah, slightly different than a beholder.
Did we avoid that?
Psychic.
We did.
We noped out.
Did.
Yeah.
Cleverly.
You did. I think it was activated and was going to attack, and then I think someone had some like luck point, or did you have bend of luck, Gemma, or something? Or maybe
Something to make a roll, like.
And then it rewound.
It
Rewound.
it rewound it, and so it wasn't activated. That would have been an interesting fight, but that was a clever way to avoid it.
Yeah.
Well, a question for you with the whole tower thing. I remember, and I could be wrong, but I remember it being presented as like, oh yeah, and there's also a spooky tower over there if you want to, check that out. like we could have just not done the tower
at the bottom there.
Oh yeah, you could always just not go to a thing.
Yeah,
and you've done it before.
It felt like it was like, yeah, let's check it out. There might be some cool ghosts in there. It wasn't like everything was directing us to the tower.
Right. It's like one of those
that's good.
games you just like accidentally stumble on a boss. Oh shit! Going to this like random tower and there's a boss at the top. So.
Yeah. I know this campaign is specifically kind of even since like we were on our way, like we decided to leave leave the Empire, right? It's felt in some ways some kind of railroad because you're like, that's where we're going, that's what we're doing. I just don't want it to be too railroady, and I'm glad that you felt a couple moments there.
Even if it doesn't feel like it, like you manipulated us correctly, where we didn't feel like we were being pushed to it. Like
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm constantly like, well, let's ignore the tower, and we're like, well, that doesn't seem like anything. Let's just go
around the river town.
Like, have we not learned? Have we not grown as adventurers?
How many side quests have we not taken that?
Right.
Massive.
No, we had to leave the Empire. There were, I mean, not even just for me, but for evidently Anton, you too. Like you had things chasing you out of there too, and I think
Anton left the Empire around the same time that was it? No, I had already moved to the Pacific Northwest. I see analog there of like Anton being like, I gotta leave this shit behind.
Oh my god. I never put that together.
I'm never going back. And then, and I moved to the opposite end of the country.
So you're saying the Damarian Empire is like Florida is basically
yes.
Great.
It tracks.
Yeah, I mean, it tracks. It's fair. It's fair.
I guess before we move on from the Spiral Beacon / Broken Tower, you did also have the moment, like sort of like in the middle, the second floor of Willa used your Grim Psychometry to have that vision, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
To sort of you saw a vision through your blood magic of Gemma's parents, like running through that level and like checking the book that had like all the arcanists in the book and fighting off a mage, and then like so you saw that. I thought that was a cool moment.
That's where the vision came from.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was
Right.
one of the first
Yeah.
times I used that because I
Yeah.
hadn't found like a good use for it.
That
but
was
this
the first time, I believe.
Yeah, it was good, and it was a good use of it. You
It
should
worked
use that
out.
more often, actually.
Yeah. And I think that was actually, that vision was one of the reasons why we had troubles destroying the beacon as well. Because we're like, well, why didn't Gemma's parents just destroy it before?
Right.
Like, was there a
Right.
reason they kept it around? So,
Yeah, I don't think we ever got an answer about why the town Skyhaven didn't do that or ensue. It was kind of like a vague, like, we just whatever. You know? It's part of a historical landmark. you
It was
know?
more like I think in my head it was like Gemma's parents were there before the town was like fully functional and was really
Sure.
there, and so they kind of like were there, made sure everything was clear and there were no threats around the town before they built it up, and kind of saw that tower and disabled it. They weren't able to destroy it for some reason, but they
Yeah.
disabled it, and then the rest of the town was just like, oh, okay, well, the two most powerful mages say it's safe, so we're cool, you know. So let's just build this town now.
It's just an oversight. I mean, they were mostly humans, so of course they make mistakes. I know we're spending a lot of time here, but I did want to mention this: that learning magic from it wasn't Zephyros, was it? Was Zephyros her other teacher?
No, it was Gris King
Gris. Right.
the
Um,
Aarakocra.
I just wanted to shout out to that because it's just one of those in line of the mentors and the teachers that Gemma's had since
Yeah.
don't tell me his name because I thought about it before we started this.
You've said it many times.
I know, but I'll say it again in the middle of this episode when I finally think about it. But I enjoyed that part of having new teachers and and learning new things, like literally and figuratively too, about like trying to show that she's growing her magic. So it was cool to see another teacher in her parents' town, I guess.
the montage itself of like just kind of working through it, you both kind of talking through it,
Oh, yeah.
being at the top of
Yeah.
the mountain, and like learning how to
Flying
fly
to the top.
slowly.
Doing
Yeah,
like the crane
that's-
kick and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
chopping
really great.
the board like or
I could see
punching
it in my
it.
head. Yeah.
yeah.
You started to
That's
see
neat.
some strange like emanations too of like extra fire coming off of her there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
when she
a little bit, but
burst into flames and while she
Burst
was
into flames,
flying,
flying and-
oh, I don't know what that was about. That's
and
weird.
yeah,
We can't skip over the disintegration of the Dark Agent.
Oh man,
yeah. There's a couple things I want to get to back to that, but for so Gemma going into her radiant form and using the most powerful spell she's ever cast, I think.
We leveled up right before that, right?
I
Or
believe so.
in the middle of the tower? It
I
was
think
close.
I think it was like right before the fight.
The fight, then
Yeah.
that was like I took it without intending to use it. It's almost this sort of thing where like and it's half meta where it's like I know that I want to use this in case we get into trouble sort of thing, but trying to hold off on using the most powerful spells that she has as a sort of a way to play Gemma's discovery of her powers, and I wasn't ever intending to use it even like anytime soon. I was kind of saving it for the dragon, but probably shouldn't have told you that.
Don't you dare use
No,
that.
no, I'm not gonna use it on the dragon. But that's what I'm talking about. So like, I wouldn't use it on
you
the
could.
dragon
I mean, it might not even be.
unless it was like absolutely necessary. And the way I've been playing Gemma is that she cares about her friends so much, and when she sees someone about to die or like someone about to get cut down, and that's when she uses her. She can use her radiant form at any fight. Once per day. It's like a once per day thing, but she doesn't use it until it's like that whole thing where she can't control herself emotionally and she just lets the magic flow through her. And it's kind of like using the dark side because it just fills her with that extra power. So she used her radiant form, disintegrated it just to, as a reaction, just be like, we need to save our friends, or I need to save my friends. And glad it glad it did, because it wouldn't have been as awesome if it didn't. But I think that's just the way I've been playing Gemma. It's just that she won't do that intentionally unless it was the last sort of resort.
It was a cool moment too from my end, because in some way it was a little bit of a relief, because I think the fight was turning against you guys, and I was like kind of scared. I was like, fuck, this is not looking good. And I was like, they're doing really heavy hits. And I intentionally made it incredibly difficult on purpose.
Sure.
I wanted it to be a really hard fight. But you all always come out on top.
Were we missing rolls? Like, we were missing
You were
things?
rolling
we
bad,
were
I
like
think.
just a terrible,
Rolls were
and he was
really
like,
bad. Yeah.
didn't he have like crits too?
Yeah, it was.
Like,
It
landed
was
crits
not.
on-
It was turning against you for sure. I think Anton was almost down. Same for Willa, and then like the large spells against Gemma too. I think it was not looking good. So like when the disintegration happened, it was like, whew, like, okay,
It was very dramatic. Yeah.
that was powerful, but it was it worked.
Yeah.
It totally worked. One other thing I want to say before we move on from the tower, I think it's because it's relevant for later, is you notice that the Empire was like, through like the paintings and stuff and sort of the research you were reading in the tower, that first of all, the guy that was there in charge to watch over the tower, Liam Volk with a V, he had a slow descension into madness. I was curious about what you all thought about that, and also like there were the tapestries of the Pangean people like on the walls and using their psychic powers, and it looked like the Empire was taking that psionic technology and researching it and repurposing it with this beacon. Kind of more of their sinister side of, it's different than magic slightly, but they're like taking the psionic technology from Pangean that's so mysterious and still using it for their own nefarious purposes.
Well, so does the tapestry imply that it was built by Pangeans, or that it was just a kind of like a drop hint on that it was Pangean technology?
Sort of a hint that it was Pangean technology. That you
But
know
the
that
Empire built the tower.
they did. They built the tower, and they have, too, throughout the years, is that they have a trade agreement partnership a bit
Right.
with Pangean. Pangean is left to be an isolationist nation, but they still trade. But really, Pangean is just sort of like, we're just saying that we're trading with you, but really we're infiltrating your country and stealing all your magic shit. And so that,
Well, surprise, motherfucker! He stole your psychic shit.
yeah, but also at the same time, the Empire is like using their, dark agents and stuff to take their technology, research it, and use it to kind of scan the continent for other magic users to track them down.
And that's why we had to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you destroyed it. Yep.
I liked
I mean,
the
'cause who's to say that-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Anna.
you go.
Oh, I don't know. I was just gonna say I like the backstory of learning about Liam and just kind of like that additional information. Like if we hadn't gone into, I think it was in the basement, we wouldn't
Yeah.
have even learned about it. But just to like know that there was that
Yeah.
additional history there behind all of this, and it helped us make our decision as well, knowing
Yeah.
that this technology could corrupt people like that.
Yeah, with the extended exposure to all the psychic energies. It's like sleeping with your cell phone next year, which I do.
Yeah. But other than that, I think we can move on to, I think you came back to Skyhaven Council. That's when the training happened. And then you were also rewarded by the council. Them finding out that you destroyed the tower. And then you did some last minute shopping, and then you took the teleportation circle to Voldor.
Whoa! We're just glossing over the last minute's flirting with Anton and
Please.
who? What was her name again?
Gale.
Gail.
Yeah, Gail.
Gail. Well,
It was
At the
an
end.
Air Genasi. Very
Rogue?
attractive.
sorcerer, right?
I thought she was a Genasi.
She was
No,
a rogue
Arca-
arcane trickster. if you wanna
Arcane.
be specific.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an Air Genasi, but an Air Genasi rogue trickster.
Yeah, arcane trickster.
And then and Anton seemed very interested. And then she seemed very interested, but it turns out she was trying to pick his pocket. And he caught her.
But at this point, she apologized to him.
He wasn't
but-
having it.
Yeah, you were
Good
still. You
girl.
distanced yourself already.
He had
Did
trust issues
apologize.
already. She just antagonized him.
No.
He did apologize at the end. She has trust issues too. Not trusting Imperials. You're a former Imperial. Kind of where that came from. But at that point, it was dead for Anton.
What's the matter with you? Why are you acting so weird?
What's wrong with you? Why are you so weird?
So good. Sorry, I don't want to forget that. That's awesome.
Oh, it's a pivotal moment. Pivotal. Yeah. So you traveled to Voldor. I think that kind of wraps up Skyhaven.
Teleportation circle.
Traveled to Voldor. Found a big, smoggy, kind of gross dwarven town on the hill.
Gross.
It was very
So dwarven.
smoky and so dwarven.
Yeah.
And immediately saw that street preacher Thalarin on the street, preaching those warnings of fire and ruin. And then you immediately went to talk to him, communicate with him, which I didn't expect, but I guess I should have.
Anton.
Anton, yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
I thought we were about to get in a street fight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Anton's like,
Give credit where credit's due. Jeez.
"What's your deal, man?"
Yeah, well, take us through your thought process.
Do you remember this, Anton? Do you remember this, Justin?
I don't remember it that well, actually. You guys seem to remember it better than me.
Oh, yeah.
He was just
You were-
drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna talk to that motherfucker.
So I immediately didn't trust this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Super confrontational. About
Yes.
I was thinking about Savamil. That's why.
And
What they're doing.
long story short, kind of, I guess, found out okay, you did find out that they have a meeting place. You got that out of him, that they have a meeting place, and he was trying to get you to join and hey, let's meet up and see what I have to offer. But you eventually kind of were like, all right, whatever, dude, you're crazy, and went to do some shopping. I think you went to
He tried to pursue that though, Anton? Weren't we trying to you wanted to figure out where he was going or where he was coming from, some shit? No, you
that
don't
sounds
remember.
familiar.
You
That sounds
don't
familiar.
remember.
We kind of wanted to stalk, or I wanted to stalk him. Yeah, that's right.
I don't exactly remember what happened there. I do remember we got goggles though because it was so smoggy. That's important to know.
Yeah,
To get
you get
part
that
of our
immediately.
outfit. Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't we get mugged by kids?
No,
Yeah.
that-
We chased.
I guess
The
the
puppy.
mugging did happen a little later. That happened.
Oh,
a
the
little
puppy,
later.
not mugged, but we were gonna go help the puppy, right?
Right.
You're gonna help
Pancake. Right?
Yes, the
Pancake
name of
puppy.
also
Yeah.
the name of the thing in the sewers. All right, yeah, let's back up. You
We'll
were
get there,
saying-
we'll get there,
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we got
Um,
jumped by something.
It's all coming back to
Creatures.
us.
Yeah, you'll get there. There's a little bit before that, but you clearly saw that the cult
Momentum.
had activity in the city. Kind of learned about King Doric's Stoutbrand's death. Heard about the death of the king. Some things were seated there. You ended up going to the tavern and met Symphona, the really cool bard that was there, the elf bard. Made
She was
friends
so
with
chill.
them. Yeah. And then from there, they told you to talk to Vildash, the Amethyst Dragonborn, which was sort of tied to Willa's past a little bit there. You ended up staying the night. You spoke with Vildash, met a Amethyst Dragonborn for the first time, Willa, another one, and basically learned that there are underground tunnels underneath the city, and that but you wanted to do a little research first. First of all, plan out what you want to do down there, how to lead into. I'm not exactly sure where you're like trying to figure out your way to get to. I don't know. Well, what were you trying to do specifically? You're trying to go through the sewers to get to something specific.
This was like the research, or
to your quest. Well,
Right.
yeah.
right.
What the hell was that?
Find the bracers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Find the
figure out
bracers.
what you were trying to say.
I was like, I completely forgot.
Everybody's having a stroke.
Yeah, I was having a stroke. To find your bracer.
Yeah.
We got that from Vildash though. Vildash was just like, hey, you in order to talk to your parents. Was he the one that made it out? Talk to your parents. If you want to talk to your parents, you got to get the stuff.
Right.
Pass the trial, which is basically getting the bracers, and then you can talk to your parents once.
And you'll learn more about your
All of
past.
this.
Yeah.
And he shared that he had also gone through this and he had failed as well, I think, right?
He revealed that at the end.
At the end. Oh.
Yeah. So I think this was I think kind of fun for me, at least. I don't know. You guys got like a sprawling sort of multi-level dungeon of where you could go. Like there was Willa's location, there was the Scribes Guild library, there was the underground area where you fought the Behir. There was the sewers themselves that you got to explore. But before we get ahead of ourselves, you did do the research in the Scribes Guild, and you found Anton. You discovered more about the Moonblade. I think Gemma read more about Eodron Sag. No, more about Voldor, and Willa read more about Eodron Sag. You found out like the Cindersworn had abandoned Moradin to worship Eodron Sag. Eodron Sag, the Red Dragon, was imprisoned beyond a portal to the elemental plane of fire. The cult was led by Thrazodon, who seeks to release her. And found out more about like the Stoutbrand clan, the Vowbound Vigilant. A lot of information. You all look kind of blank. Does any of this ring a bell?
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
I mean, it's just what happened. It's like you said, it's a
Yeah.
lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
See in our notes though that Willa did contact her parents. Was that the night before we went to the library? Fails to contact her parents. Excuse me, through the eardrop.
That was before we went down into to fight the Behir, and then her mission. Before we got the key after the Behir, and then got the key to open up the portal to the Band Union. But that was a moment.
Go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
Is this the same library where we had to hide from the sentry?
We went to the library first, and then we went to the sewers, and then ended up in the archives.
And
The
also-
archives. was
Yeah,
where
so that was like
okay.
it was like library part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah.
That's what I was
But,
gonna
Willa not being able to contact her parents, I remember that for me was like, oh shit, are they dead? But just turns
Yeah,
out
it seemed like they were dead.
but they weren't answering, and
Right.
I don't know what's worse, honestly. Which I have, like Mike as a player and Gemma have a lot of opinions about that, but
Yeah,
we'll
Yeah.
get to that. We'll get to that stuff.
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Oh no! I hate seeing Willa get dragged along. Like it sucks.
It's
the
so
sweetest
sad.
character. She's like the sweetest character, and then she just want to talk to her parents, and no, fuck you. You know?
It's all of it was said. I think as soon as Vildash told us everything, it was kind of like, well, something doesn't feel right about this,
Mhm.
you know. But
Um,
Well, that's a good spot actually to go for our first break. We'll come back to this. We got a lot more to talk about. So if you're here watching us, subscribe to our Twitch channel. You can receive exclusive emotes, ad reviewing, much more. You can always subscribe for free with Amazon Prime account. And thank you to everyone who subscribes and who's watching now. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back in a couple. See you soon. Hello, welcome back. We're gonna get right back into our discussion we were talking about here. We left off in Boldor, and before we get too far ahead, I do want to go back a little bit and say that we don't forget that you were ambushed on the way to talk to Vildash. You're ambushed by those, or at least the little girl, the goblin disguised as a little girl, said, "Hey, my puppy, come follow me," and then you got kind of jumped by some thugs and thieves in the alleyway, but easily managed them. And by the way, if you had kept going on that map a little bit further, you never explored the top part of that map. There was a well there. That well that went down was the well that went down into where you were below, underneath, where the bodies came from, and saw a pancake down there.
It's a good thing we killed all those enemies before we got to the well.
Oh,
did we kill them all?
No,
Well, you left some alive.
there.
Let's be honest. You left some-
Because that when we
Always
did go
survive.
down, we
Yeah.
saw a body drop, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw a body drop. There was a little like thieves little headquarters that you didn't get to the top.
Oliver
So,
Twist situation.
went up there in the alleyway, fought off some thieves there, and we're like, okay, we'll take these two that we fought and brought them back to the guards, but you didn't explore the rest of that map. So there was that well that
We'll
went
go
down.
deeper into the lair.
Yeah.
Get bugged in an alley. You don't do like.
That was another potential way to get down into the tunnels. You
Oh,
could
we didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
Like, there's a bunch of assholes down here.
Yeah,
Not going down there anymore.
yeah.
Uh,
So anyway,
Yes, we got attacked, but we ended up going through Vildash's. Oh no, that's ahead, isn't it?
no, just after that. So you went to Vildash's home, talked to him. Then you went back to research, but then you went back to his home, and then you
Go
went
through the
down.
sewers that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. It feels like two different things to me. The Epson downstairs and the sewer pipes and stuff like that. But we went like up and north and over, didn't we? And then we got into where they're dumping the bodies.
Yeah, there was like a side
First part.
tunnel that like left out of the sewers that you followed. That led to that. Yeah, you went down into the sewers, which we never done a sewer adventure before, so that was a little different. And you kind of explored some of the area there and fought that crocodile. And
fun.
Willa was like,
That was fun. Just Willa just gator wrestling.
that chamber started filling up, and Willow
So
stayed
good.
on top and threw the rope down and brought everyone back up.
Oh yeah.
I really like how you did the maps there because we could see like the pipes like visually break,
Yeah.
and we saw the water filling. I think as well. I don't know, maybe not, but
That
We
was
had to go back for that.
I take
We had to go
full
back.
credit for that map. That's the Forgotten Adventures map. They're awesome.
nice.
But yeah, cool interactive map that you got to kind of see through.
There was steam that hurt us, right? Like we got hit by hot steam.
Yeah.
But you pulled everyone out before the sewer kind of filled up. It did explode out the back wall, I think. And then you fought some gelatinous cubes. That was interesting.
A lot. Like
A lot.
Weirdly a lot.
Yeah, there has to be a lot. It's a lower challenge
no.
creature.
Just not all at once, yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, and they were like invisible too, so they were like popping up.
Right. Because we accidentally hit some.
Yeah.
I think. And
Willow almost ran into a couple, but no one got swallowed. No one got swallowed. But then you took the tunnel to the north, where you found that secret passage to the archive, and that led into a whole, I think, unexpected side adventure there. Kind of going around and sneaking around, and I didn't know what you guys were going to do, but ended up kind of like getting into that like closet supply area. There was that that automaton that was going back and forth.
good job, guys. Like, seriously, good job on that section. Running around like a bunch of level 5s.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Justin? Sorry.
I was gonna say, hiding from those sentries reminded me so much of the what was the candy shop one we did with the kids?
Sweet Secrets. Yeah.
Sweet Secrets.
Yeah.
It reminded me so
Like
much of
a
hiding in
giant
the house. Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah.
Close the door. I don't know. We just had to like look out, and make a noise, and fail our deck saves and our stealth rolls.
That's when I thought the perfect moment would be to have the cockatrice.
Son of a bitch!
That was
God damn
hilarious.
it.
That was amazing. Great timing.
Choking it as soon as it gets bored. Oh my god!
And then we met the most hardcore librarian of all time.
Yeah,
Yes.
didn't plan on
Make
that.
the move, Anton. Jeez.
That was cool. I mean, that was an NPC. Y'all sort of like were like pushing to like be on your side, and I was like, okay, yeah. Like I didn't plan on. I thought it was going to be someone you had to fight. And then it sort of just like spurned this new character. So I didn't like
Anton
have
with
any
the
of that
Riz.
planned, but yeah. And so we kind of rolled with it. Improvised, and she ended up joining your side and gave her name Rita, and like, let's go. We're gonna go fight these guys, and she's gonna bring her swords with her.
Her dancing swords.
Yeah. And then you kind of listen in on the Cinder Sworn and like heard what they were doing. That was the whole interesting thing. Yeah,
I gotta
like,
say, that's when things got confusing for me. The plot started to get labyrinthine.
Yeah.
I'm easily confused anyway, so it was.
This
was a
is my home.
Yeah.
Well, you also did like, it wasn't sort of, you kind of stumbled in onto it, right? Like you kind of came into that like not. That's what made like the whole dungeon sort of open, was like you didn't know what you're going to come across, and you came
Not
into
there.
the area.
It's a huge coincidence that we were going to run into like a Cinder Swarm meeting, that they were just going to spill the beans in front of each other and be like, no, you killed it. No, I killed him first. I stabbed him, and then we're going to take power. And it was like, oh, cool. They're just giving it all up right now. And no, that was totally unexpected. How would we even know that they were having a meeting in the library archives? Who does that?
Yeah. But you're all like, like, we don't want any of this political shit. we don't want to be involved in this. Like, okay, let's serve justice here and get the proper people arrested, and let's move on. Let's let the people do their thing.
Did we have any encounters, like
Yeah.
battles with the Cinder Sworn before we got to actual Voldor?
Oh.
This was our first encounter with the Cinder
That was the
Sworn.
first like fight with the Cinder Sworn.
But we had just heard smatterings of them through visions and stuff like that, like Will's vision in the or the volcano, and that's
There's
how
the
we know
vision,
all
there were
the
whispers, and then you saw them throughout the city.
right.
Right,
Okay, so, but we never fought them, or
No.
we just knew they were bad news.
Yeah, you knew they're just like fire cult people. But that one ended up being like a crazy, kind of confusing fight because of the ever smoking bottle.
So,
Oh.
my God, I'm sorry. That didn't go the way I pictured
There were good
I'm so
intentions.
annoyed.
Anything.
it.
They
I'm
were good
so
intentions.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
Everyone's just
sorry.
like, where are we?
Yeah.
It was really just to drive them out of one door, and then that just
Right.
never happened. In fact, we probably should have just like close the door really and wait for them to come out and then close the door behind her or some crap like that so we could see them. But like that totally didn't. It was not how I imagined it going, and I think that kind of goes along with how Gemma didn't realize that it fills up a 60-foot radius in a minute, and or within like the over the course of a couple of rounds, and I was just like, oh shit! Like she knew what it would do, but not. Oh my god! Like.
Oh my god, it's
right.
Now we have to play Minesweeper for 45 minutes.
Right. Really, I wanted you guys to drive them out of the door so you and Willa could just keep hacking at them as they were, funneled through the one exit. And it just, that's not it.
I think that's where you felt confused, Anton, was that. Because no one could see anything, right? And was just like, I kind of feel someone... next to me. I'm gonna attack them, and it was kind of an insane mess.
I think the thing that would have helped it would be because we had come back to right after the room we started combat, and when we started, you had blocked out everything. We didn't have sort of like a first glance of where everybody was before you blocked out everything, so we didn't have a good idea of like where things were oriented. Now, or at least that's what I was thinking myself, because I'm like, if we don't, the last episode we had just seen this scene, but now we can't see anything. So it was hard to determine where the door was, where some of the players were, and where the enemies were really. But like you said, it kind of worked out. Some people accidentally got killed, like the main dude.
Valoran creature, which Willa knocked out, and then Gemma came up into the doorway and just blasted into the doorway.
I forgot about that. I forgot.
And
did I do that?
I forgot. Yeah.
Landed against the back wall and was killed.
Just like head. Ragdoll. My bad.
He was dead.
It's unintentional.
Well, that happens. You at least save 2. You say, well, at least you didn't kill the noble dude.
The one that tried to run?
Yes. I can't remember his name.
Wilfram?
Wilfram. Yeah, Wilfram, Leadbelly.
Jeez, your notes.
Papers. Yeah.
You did? Okay, I didn't know if you off the dome, you know.
It's great. And then just like a random cultist you then killed. But ended up getting the papers and learning more about what was going on, like what his leverage was against the Dalbrand clan.
Wasn't Anton like interrogating them? I don't remember if that's how it went down. It's like, tell us what you know.
Yes, I think so. And then you had them arrested, brought them back, and you're like, we don't. Yeah. You guys, this is what we found, and there you go.
Yeah, there's two. It started to get really like double, triple, quadruple cross politics, and that was also confusing because I was starting to lose track of.
Yeah.
Who was who and who had started what and who had. Yeah, it was confusing.
I don't think there was a clear answer either of like who was technically in the wrong.
Yeah.
You know, based on like the like oath or promise they had made so long ago and whether
right. I had a lot of questions, but by the time we got out there, it was kind of moot. Like we don't have to deal with that anymore, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Not my politics.
Right.
Was that what you expected was to happen?
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, you know, I've told you guys before, like, well, I tried to, a lot of the stuff for this campaign, I like have purposefully left gray and vague for you to like figure out like what you want to do, like what your decision is. So like, no one is fully good. No one's fully evil. I mean, there are people that are, you know, that are on extremes of the spectrum, but like the things you come across, like for this specifically, like there's like the 2 clans, and you know, the Leadbellies were just like, we feel like it's our
Yeah,
time.
we're getting into politics. We're getting into politics.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I won't.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. Because I'm just gonna ask the questions, and it's just gonna get more confusing.
Okay.
All right.
There's reasons behind stuff, but like, yeah, no, it's purposefully left vague, and you don't have to engage with that. Like, you decided not to, so that's totally cool. Yeah.
Did we skip? What didn't we do that in the beginning of the campaign? There was like a Tower of Goblins, and we were like that. Oh, there wasn't like an assassinated king, or was that another story? No, I'm sorry.
That was the other camp. That was
the.
Oh yeah, I remember.
We never like ever get back to that. It was like a whole.
Where we basically destroyed the whole town.
No, it was another campaign that Hannah and I were actually playing under Wes, where we saw this. Well, no, yeah, there was a tower full of people who have supposedly assassinated the king, or did we skip over? That was like another storyline that we just glossed over and we skipped during that campaign.
Yeah, like they were going to assassinate the king, and you guys are like, nah,
Not a problem.
We're trying. Yeah. All right, sorry to break out that. I got confused there because you're our DM for a few things, so I forget.
I think it kind of like ends at least that area. But there was a couple things that we missed. I just want to go back to on Pancake. You fought Pancake, remember, in the tunnel. And then there was the memory that triggered with Gemma. Where right after you fought the undead Etten Pancake, you had that memory trigger, which actually caused you to like have death saving throws.
Right.
As a part of your past. Which will come up later. It's gonna come up later.
Interesting.
But that happened. And then that's when the bodies then fell.
I didn't die. I was still alive. I mean, if it was a memory, I must have died. But obviously I was still alive. What does that mean?
Guess we'll find out.
You can find out.
You haven't had another memory trigger like that since that, right?
The other one.
Okay.
There was one other one later. I don't remember exactly what. It was the glowing ball one. That's a later episode. I don't remember what episode that was.
Glowing ball?
Yeah, I was feeling pain.
But that's the same one. That's the same one we're talking about.
Oh, it's the same one? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So no, that was the only memory, I guess.
Yeah.
I died. Did I die?
But you're also seeing things like tying in a little bit with Gemma, the fire explosions, strange emanations of extra wild magic that I've been at least hinting at. Is going to build to something, so we'll see. Yes. So, anyway, any questions or anything before we move on to the next stuff? You guys feel confident about Voldor and tunnels before we get to Willa's thing down there? I know there's a lot of information down in the tunnels and stuff, but feel good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We learned about the pact and tools, and Wolfram is captured and delivered for trial. Oh, okay, so that was. Sorry. Then we went to the other side of the tunnels.
You went to the other side of the tunnels. You did go up for like a daybreak.
Right. You're like, we needed a long rest.
We need a long rest. And then you went back down to continue exploring, and then you went down and went to the glowing tunnels. And we're going to fight that Bahir, but that was quickly sort of canceled out by the Beta Force that
Yeah.
Emma threw.
One of the best moves ever.
I wanted to get you away from it, but I forgot one of the spells that I used, and I was like, "Oh shit, I got this!" Like, and it worked. It was enough to push you out, and then Willa with a clutch move, picking it up and shoving it in in
Yeah.
Little crevice there.
The little crevice.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Hannah.
Yeah, that was
Picking that up and
genius.
being like, you know what, I'm gonna shove this right into this little crevice up there.
And we were gonna
Yeah,
run
so I
out there without the
Explode.
key.
You're running out there, having to explode.
Anton did not want to fight that thing. It just looked all wrong.
Didn't it tag you with the lightning too? Like at the start of the round?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
it was like
Was
it's-
that
It was going to shock you, but then I think I reversed that move,
oh okay.
and then I decided to try and swallow you.
Mm.
But that didn't work.
Yeah, just swallow you and
Let's try and eat Anton instead, but that didn't work.
And
Almost.
then we tried to run out of that cave, and we were like, whoa, there's treasure here. You gotta get the treasure before you do this, the thing that you came here for. And we're digging through the bones, bone pile.
Found some good treasure. Found a flame tongue maul. You found the dancing
Jeez.
sword, a wand, and the key to Willa's trial. You made your way back up and unlocked that portal. Found a portal to Pangean. Did you guys expect that at all?
No.
Be transported to a jungle and
Yeah, no. That was wild.
Yeah.
Anton was definitely cautious. I was like, wait. Don't go in the water. Just like, didn't want Gemma to go too far. I remember.
Yeah, like it's when you get transported to a weird place like that, it's like, are we even on the same planet? Can you breathe the air here?
Yeah, that's
Can you
fair.
trust anything?
Fair, but wow, that's in Anton's head too. It's crazy. No, that's fair.
Definitely.
We were just walking. Oh, let's go to the water! Woo! Let's cross here. That's fair.
Yeah, so a bit of a different location there. Getting up to this ancient temple. There's that puzzle, the parable of the 5 gems puzzle.
Where did that clue come from? A book from like episode 16, some shit like that?
Not that far back.
All right, but I mean, it was just like, how do we know about this? I have a bag full of books from the tower. I still haven't read any of them.
It was the manual that Bildash gave to Willa.
Oh, so it was like the episode before. Okay. I thought it was like
It was like
the Dance of Dragons or some shit.
Gave her like,
Insane.
the book that's like, hey, take this. You might. He even said like, you might need this. And,
We're like, yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, okay.
Like put it in the bag.
I will say the Pangea map is probably top 5 maps that we've done. As far
The
as
one
like, how
with the
cool it was.
automatons and
Really
stuff,
cool.
where after we got
Yeah.
through the
Well, I mean, I'm visually just the way it looked with the waterfalls and the different levels and the water, and
Thanks. Yeah, that
that's
was
really cool.
and that was different than anything we've like done before, right? So it's like, yeah, it was, yeah, we got in there, and then you got inside into the temple, and then saw the Mind Forge, which you met for the first time, and some sort of sentient automatons, which we get into later a little bit more, but seeing a piece of Pangean culture there. And when you announced that your name was Jezreel Loricren, they like turned from their like deadly stances to their kind of dueling
stances.
Let's just wrestle around a little bit.
Yeah. And then I think like we were collectively were like fighting them, and we're like, okay, we get it. And then I kind of like had them stop. Like, okay, they passed the test. And then you went up and activated that crystal on the dashboard there, which activated some strange technology, some magic that no one had ever seen before, that gave you sort of like a Star Wars hologram recording of your mother, basically explaining a lot of the Pangean origins, how they were nothing but wild tribes in the jungles, but something fell from the sky, from the heavens, crash landed, and everyone's minds were activated. It's somehow activated some psionic power in the people of Pangine, and a city was built around that, and a whole new city and culture. So a big kind of lore reveal for you guys too there, like what's going on with Pangine. Any thoughts going on there about what you think? Did you have any theories? I'm not going to answer them, but what do you think? I mean, there's something looming that you don't really know much about, but it's definitely tied to Willa's past.
No main theories for me quite yet. I think I suspect that, obviously her parents may not be the best people in the world.
You got any thoughts on that, Mike?
Right. Fish shake.
Gemma has some thoughts.
But I imagine that, they're definitely using Willa to do whatever it is they need to get done. I personally, I haven't thought about what exactly there might be past that.
Interesting. What's Anton know about? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we've heard like Willa's thoughts. I feel like we've heard Gemma's thoughts. What's like Anton thinking about like all this Pangine stuff?
Anton keeps thinking that he's going to have to confront Razik somehow. Like this is going to tie to having some big confrontation with Razik, and what is that going to do? Yeah, I think he's brought it up a few times. Like, hey, when it comes down to it, what does that mean? What kind of choice do we have to make? So that's where his head is.
Skipping ahead on that one, because there's a lot of stuff, that we found out most recently about that I don't know. That's a weird part for me personally, just how that part played out. But no, the thing with Willa and your parents, is it almost sort of like a singular mind about like, hey, I just am trying to get to meet my parents and try to understand where I come from?
Oh, for Willa?
Yeah, in terms of not being able to see, not being able to see, but not thinking past that part of the goal.
Right. Yeah, I think it's for her, it's still like she doesn't see any other option at this point as well. Like if she wants to go meet her parents and learn more about her past, she has to do this in order to and then once she goes and she meets them, then she can kind of figure out from there or decide from there.
I guess everything else is moot in comparison to that until you get to that point, really.
Right.
And wow, bravo on your commitment to the to the character.
What do you mean?
Just like it's, I don't know. It's just everything so far that she's been going across with any interaction with her parents. It's just undaunted, like kind of, I want to meet my parents and understand where I come from, rather than kind of seeing where, say, like Gemma is coming from or Mike is coming from. Just like, oh, these people are using you. They're using you, and it's sad again to see someone like Willa go through something like that. It's it may be for this greater good or this greater purpose, but man, that's I think it's just cruel. It's just straight up cruel, and maybe that's part. Maybe I'm lucky that Gemma has that sort of like thing built into her character, as opposed to just Mike being not like hating these assholes for treating someone decent like that. And maybe that's hopefully like Mike's not bleeding into Gemma that way. Is what I mean by that, is that maybe Gemma just like feels really bad about how, like, because she just wishes her parents are alive, but her parents are alive, and they just they're conditions. It's like their love is conditional, and
you just connected those dots for me.
Yeah, but like Willa doesn't care. Like Willa just it just seems like she needs to do that. It's crazy because it's not anything related so much to like the overall plot, but that's just the way you guys play your characters, like the things that you guys do, and like constantly impressed with how everybody is meshing together with their characters and then playing out their backstories in unintentional ways a lot of times too, and it just becoming this you're finding your character self while you're playing it. And I know I'm rambling, but it's just in the case of Willa, it's just it's sad to see, but it's just like, oh man, it makes you care for her even more, and that's what I got.
I always thought your reaction to Willa's parents' behavior was because you're now a parent, like in real life. I didn't realize that it's the character who is reacting because she doesn't have parents. Yeah. Or her parents are dead, and like,
I think that helps it, and I don't think you're wrong about that. I think that gives me some sort of like empathy towards the situation. But just like I said, it's just cruel to see somebody, fictional or not, go through something like that. The way you've been playing Willa, so pragmatic, so just like, hey everybody, like every day is sunshine, you know, and and she lives in Terramere. What do we say? Terramere's a terrible place. And I don't know. It's just this good thing for Willa is we just, oh my god, we know how it's toxic. It's toxic, and want better for her. Her destiny doesn't lie with the love of her parents. It lies in whatever she chooses to do. And well, maybe we'll get to that point. But that's not where Willa's head at right now. And I think it's awesome that you're playing it that way. And it's difficult. I think it's difficult to not have your own, unless you're like super into role playing. It's kind of hard to do that kind of thing. Like I wouldn't stand for that. I wouldn't like stand for like, fuck this, I'm not going on your stupid quest. But I think that you're playing it fantastic.
Thank you.
I know. Sorry, not Willa. You know? That's what I was. You were so awesome. So it's like, right, yeah.
Sorry,
I was rambling on that. Yeah.
I think we've all done a really good job at like playing our characters. So for me, it's kind of like I know that it's gonna make the story richer at the end of the day. Like I could do what I want to do, but like if we follow like what this person that I created would do, then it'll be a little bit more interesting too. So yeah, I think
that's how you have to play it. It's not a hack and slash where like I and my character cares about you guys and your characters too. It's it's like kind of profound, and when you think about it in the way of like, oh, we have like a little family here with our characters, and for the course of IRL years, but a couple of months in game time.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think we're building something pretty cool, and if we can stick it out, I think if we can find this to the conclusion, it's going to be so worth it. You know, it's going to be, and what we've already built is really awesome. Everyone's done such a good job, so
it better be worth it. Better not be a lost ending.
No pressure.
Yeah, we always get the dream where we were like, we're already dead. We're back in time before
Game of Thrones finale.
Oh no!
What? So after your visions and stuff, you got the loot, the bracers. Was that in a treasure chest, or was she granted the? God, I don't remember the particular.
A panel opened up in the like otherworldly
panel, okay.
like console that was there.
A console,
interdimensional glove box.
Console,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, with all the gizmos, the console opened up, like strange altar console. And then
now, is that a blessing or is that a curse? Because you can extract Dragon Mind shards, which we need to do, but at the risk of death. So you have this kind of heavy responsibility to fulfill part of the overall task, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
If
mean,
you're swinging on a dragon, you got to do something with this shark too.
exactly. That just adds to like the layers of like, does she really have to do this? And almost like she doesn't have a choice to get to like her end goal anyways. So maybe she hasn't really sat with it as much as she should do. Because
I would like to explore that a little bit more, Hannah, of sort of like, what I want to get like into the nitty gritty of that, because it's such a big thing. And I know that's like a lot thrown at you as a player too, but like, I don't know. There's something to explore there, you know.
Mhm.
There's a deeper level of Willa that we haven't quite seen, that really gets beyond and underneath that layer of innocence and really gets into like a darker level I'm trying to get into.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
something you guys have discussed between your character, like a character discussion, or is this something you have intended for?
A little bit, but
Interesting.
not as much as I am describing, I think. Yeah.
I think the more that she learns to, things start to slowly chip away at her, very slowly, but it's happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of all the information she learned, and even like getting the braces and everything, I think that thing that like surprised her and hurt her the most was learning about Razik, because that's someone she knows and trusted and was her
Oh
friend.
man, don't get me started. You got me started on that.
Like, what specifically do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we learned that he had come with that other person right in the beginning, like in the
Oh.
beginning of the campaign,
Okay.
and his whole intention was to
I see.
get Willa, right? Or am I not?
Back
he was
it up.
get
Is
all of-
this what your mom was telling you, right?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's a great point that we didn't even like talk about yet. Is which kind of explains the mystery of where you all just like appeared in the wagon, right? Finally explained. Was Razik he's had many missions, and he's a free agent that the voice tells him where to go, what to do, and he's just an extension of that. And so what you find out is that through him, the voice activated like a sort of memory loss spell that tried to like rein in Willa back in, because she was taken, if you remember, when she was a baby by her blood hunter group. She was there in the city, and she was going to be taken by the Panginian people, and her blood hunter group, the Kettle Whistles and all that stuff that we learned about in Varendraw, was taken away, and so she was lost. Panginians thought she was dead, didn't know what happened to her, until they came across her again and felt her presence. She had the necklace, and that became sort of activated when she reached a certain age. And Razik was in the area. Through him, activated this memory loss spell to try and bring her back in, but Anton and Jimma were also there. Happened to be there on the road, doing their own thing, escaping the Empire. And so everyone's mind was sort of wiped and were knocked unconscious. And the knights and guards that were there took you all and threw you into a caravan and said, all right, execute them all, bring them to the next town over and execute them.
That was huge. That answered the first mystery of the whole campaign.
Right.
Yeah,
It's,
long-standing one.
Yeah.
You know, Rob had asked us before we started this today that, like, what is one of the things that you didn't want to do as a character that you, but you did? And one of them, I was like, when I read that, I was thinking about, like, man, I really wanted to trust Razik more, but it turned out that we couldn't have trusted him the entire time. Like, was my instinct right, you know? And I don't know. I felt like it was something definitely fishy. I don't know if he even intended, or did he know about that? He knew that was part of his backstory?
Not about that. No, not about that.
Oh, okay.
Not
but
about
as a
that.
character,
'Cause
I
his
think I
mind,
have
his
been
mind was wiped too. His mind was wiped
Right.
too. He didn't know
Okay.
about that. But
still had no.
that's why he was so
right.
conflicted on the other mini missions that you came across with him. Is like his internal like justice clock meter was like, I shouldn't do this, but the voice in my training is telling me I need to do this, right?
Hmm.
And so often he would do what he had to do, like gathering the shard, the amethyst shard from the place in Oaktown, the tower, remember, where your shard was sort of matching the energy of that one down there.
Right.
And you could have kept that amethyst shard, but ended up giving it away to the Panginian people. So that's one of the ones that they have. And they're trying to collect one of each gem type. And now they're trying to get an emerald one. Who knows how many others? You know that they also have the crystal one too, that Raza gave them from the Broken Tower.
Does that change anything for you guys? I don't think I asked you guys that. Knowing what you know now about Razak. Like, what would you guys do if we saw Razak again? Are you going to kill him, Anton? And why?
Anton is like one of the biggest things he dreads is having to make that decision. And it's because you know, he was part of the Soul Survivors. Like, Anton's never had a band of brothers and sisters like that before, so it means a lot, and it would be devastating to have that confrontation with him.
What is it that would move you in that direction? Like, is his deceit egregious enough to warrant that kind of confrontation, or that sort of applied force?
Don't know. Honestly, like, don't know until get to the end of that situation.
Do we as a group think that I wanted to say, who are they using? Willa? Or Hannah, what do you think? Like, are they using Willa? Who's using Willa?
Oh, do like me
To
as
do
myself?
whatever. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah.
I mean, like, is that a great question? Are we who can or can't we trust? Panginians, the voice, fucking anyone other than ourselves? God, terrorists.
Sahanin is the only one.
Terrorists. Sahanin. Oh,
Yeah.
not again, Anton. Not now, Anton.
Have you heard the good news?
Just save it for church. I don't know. It's I don't like this feeling. You know, I feel like there's like we're just pawns. Are we pawns? Are we making the decisions to be these pawns, but for the greater good? And what greater good? Who's greater good? You know.
Right.
So,
We don't know the end outcome of why Pangina is collecting all of these gems.
right. Is that something you want to be a part of? Well, doesn't care. She wants to see her parents.
She wants to see her
And that's exactly that. Going back to my point. It's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. That whole thing was just like the Razak reveal was that again. That was weird for me. I feel.
I gotta tell you, I'm starting to feel like this whole thing is being manipulated by some master force. Almost like a story
Almost like a
being
story
crafted
being
by
laid
some
out
sort
for
of
you.
master.
Master dungeons of some sort.
Some kind of game. What is this, some sort of game?
It's not a game. It's not a game.
Lots of interesting stuff there. We have a little bit of time. We do have some questions that came in from Rob, who's playing Forge, and we'll definitely have a quick follow-up after this to get into some of his introduction and some of the other stuff leading into that. But he had some questions. He says, What was the biggest character development moment for each of you? Has your character changed significantly through play from your initial idea? I think these are some interesting questions. You want to go one at a time, or whoever wants to talk up?
I can go first. Biggest character development moment? That's a good question. I think the biggest one where probably like Willa has started to realize that things that maybe she doesn't know like right from wrong, and it's a little bit more recent for her, was probably seeing Vildash's answer to like, is he happy? Like that was a big one for her. Because she like assumes that people do stuff because, you know, it makes them feel like happy, or for whatever reason, like they're doing it with good intentions, or like it's a positive kind of outcome. So to see that, she like, it makes her question some things about herself.
That's a good moment to pick. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to note, seriously.
Yeah.
And that was your question too. So,
How has the second part of that is, has your character changed significantly through play from your initial idea? Like, has your character evolved at all, or do you feel like you've pretty much stuck to what you wanted to do from the start?
I think Willa has pretty much stayed the same for the most part. I mean, we're starting to see a little bit of like all of this like stuff that's been thrown on her is kind of making her question things, but for the most part, she's still optimistic, still positive, still hopeful about like everything she does. So
that's my favorite part about Willa. Yeah. Yeah, she'll see. Yeah, she's gonna turn to the dark side, darker, right? No, I like that. You're true to your character, but you're showing the growth behind leaving home and learning all these things about who you are and where you came from. It's I don't think that's an easy way to play a character. You're doing it really well.
Thanks. It's been really fun to play.
Yeah, Will's awesome. Will is so fun. Even when I get to play her sometimes, it's great. I get to do the accent.
Do the boops.
The boops and stuff. Oh, and not so much the boobs than the accent.
That's more like a
yeah. Willow follows through a couple of times on those days.
More of an oops.
More of an oops.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
What about everyone else? Or Gemma and Anton. Biggest character development moment? Anything that changed?
Well, for Anton in the campaign, it was obviously when he decided not to kill Dario, who was his main nemesis, who had sort of catalyzed his whole journey.
Yeah.
But
did you think about that having to change at that point? Where was that like he's your nemesis? Did you wanted to play it that way for your character progression? I've been curious about that. Sorry to interrupt you. I just didn't want to forget that. Like, was that something that you had planned, or were you just like, I choose mercy?
It was just where the arc of the character felt the most interesting, is that like he was battle weary, and he finally had some sort of light in his heart besides Gemma, but something to sort of follow, like some sort of star to follow, which was Sahanin.
Did she contact you prior to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So that was like the sort of springboard to being.
He was a convert. He was a new convert.
Yeah.
At that point. And so it's since the last time we did this, the big change for him has been sort of trying to grow into who he thinks he should be, but it's not a linear path, right? Like he backslide and he gets violent and he falls back into old patterns and things like that. So he's striving, but he's, it's not just a ramp towards the perfect paladin journey. Like he's a human.
Shit's tough in D&D, you know. Right. You gotta backslide a couple. You gotta kill some fools. So that's how it goes. Well. You want to roll some dice? You got to kill some people.
Yeah,
Once in
I
a
love
while.
that,
Once
yeah.
in a while, you know.
you got to follow
Um,
through.
Was it so you it's interesting because you said that playing into Anton's character arc, thinking about how he should be, but is it something that he actually wants? Is that in his heart, or is it just sort of like he thinks he should be a better person, and he's trying to follow that sort of like those archetypes?
For me, it's I mean, for Anton, it's more that he's just so tired of fighting and being filled with hate and revenge and things like that. Like the things that in his life that have stood out to him were his relationship with Sulain,
Sulain, yeah.
and then his relationship with Gemma, and now his like spiritual relationship with Sahanin. Like it's he realizes, oh, there's good things to gravitate towards too, and like, you know, pain and fighting and revenge and hate is all stuff to move away from.
Right.
I wonder if what other challenges for that he's going to end up running into.
Somebody's gonna step on his toe.
Well, I mean, you're a man of the sword, right?
That's what I
You're a
mean.
warrior, and it's just that's
He's gonna have a bad day, and somebody's gonna piss him off.
And,
It's gonna happen.
just remember, he has to remember that he's taken an oath, a holy oath. If he breaks that oath,
Oathbreaker Howler.
which you can do if you feel like it is appropriate to your character, there are consequences to breaking your holy oath.
You break your oath.
Wow.
I'm gonna go dark, and then Willa's gonna betray her parents, and we're gonna do their bad group arc. We're gonna do our super villain arc.
Yeah.
We're going to-
Yeah.
Oh no!
You're just like, fuck this, I
Hey,
can't do
oh,
this,
man,
and you
that could be
drop two
interesting.
swords.
Soul destroyers.
Really interesting.
Soul
Willis.
destroyers.
Yeah, Soul Destroyers. Willa
Soul
starts
destroyers.
following through, and Willa starts actually killing people. Yeah, sick.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
that's interesting. I'm going to be definitely looking in and watching Anton for that. That's
Yeah, hold me back.
Yeah.
see what you do.
What about you, Gemma? What about your biggest character development? And anything changed? That
No,
your initial idea.
Yes to that second question. The first one is more like I think it's just been kind of apparent, her just kind of gradual growth through meeting people who know magic and learning about her past and learning that her life away from the Empire. I think because I purposely played her as kind of a scared, naive girl, and through the guidance of like Willa and Anton, and to some degree Razak and even Salva, she's learned certain things, and being on the road, she's just I think growing into a more braver and confident person, and starting to trust her abilities rather than be afraid of them. And then of course all of the other things that I've tried to work in with the trust issues and the abandonment issues, which is why she cares about her friends so much. I have best friends in the entire world, and couldn't ask to be with a better group, and just feel safe with them. Maybe while on the road when it was such a scary, daunting endeavor to begin with. I think Gemma's growing up, not just changing, but growing up at the same time. Yeah. In a short few months, we're killing.
Yeah,
In D&D and stuff like that, we'll do that too.
it's a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma.
Yeah. And as far as like the initial way that I intended to play the character, there was a sort of an idea because we were in the Domarian Empire, and I really wanted to play up the being a volatile magical source where magic was illegal. But since we've moved out of that, it's been more of a growth experience, and evolving into something else, which is unexpected but also great for the character because it's also learning about the greater things that she can do within herself than just slinging magic and learning about her sort of legacy, and trying to meet that. And she can with her friends. So it'll be awesome.
But it's hard because she's becoming so deadly. Like that's another thing to come against. Is she's a teenage girl who can like do this extreme destruction.
Absolutely.
She's very powerful.
I like that you play that too, Anton or Jensen, with Anton, where you start to make these comments about like, wow, like slow down, take it easy. Kind of. That's how it kind of feels, like a sort of you're very encouraging, but also at the same time, I feel like you still have that cautious way about him when approaching Gemma. And I think that's something that I've actually haven't been playing much into, about how like that is a very dangerous thing. Is she is confident, but is she going to get too confident? And is there that tipping point where she might just explode and kill everything in her power? Which was actually, to your second question, is that the original like intent of Gemma? I wanted her to be so volatile that she could even hurt her friends during combat, which is why I chose the Wild Magic Surge thing. It's like a threat to everything, but also ourselves. And I wanted you guys to think that like, holy shit, should we even have her in our group if it got to a certain point where I would like almost kill you guys, or get to the point of you rolling death saving throws or something, depending on how, whatever it came out. Luckily it hasn't been that way, but I wanted there to be some sort of friction between like you, Anton, who wanted to protect me, but at the same time, like, it's playing into all the things that you feared as a Domarian soldier. Like this guy, like this person is dangerous. She is dangerous,
right? And I'm going to protect her, but like, maybe they,
maybe they were right. Yeah,
maybe there's a reason, like they were, trying to prevent this. But I think there were a couple of moments, specifically when you were fighting the hags outside of Oaktown, where you became like your face, the skin on your face melted off and you became like a skull. And you terrified everyone during the fight, and that like was like, it made I think everyone was frightened of you, and so they couldn't get closer to you during the hag fight. And that was sort of a moment that was like, oh my god, like this, her magic is actually terrifying, and we're like trying to survive this, and this is like a distraction,
Absolutely. It's, and that was the thing, it's unpredictable for you guys, but it's so unpredictable for her, because she had no idea until a little bit right before the campaign, when she hurt other people based on her magic, her wild magic surge. It was just a reaction. It may have hurt and killed people, maybe killed people, I don't know, but it was enough to be scared of everything and herself at the same time. And then try to find that protection with Anton, who saved her, and then that's how they started their journey. So yeah, there's a little bit of a departure, but I think it's moving in kind of the same, or a good way for the character. Really, just
awesome.
Don't leave Gemma. Don't leave her. She's gonna lose it. She can't have anybody else abandon her anymore, and not after her sister.
Oh, no. She's got Aloysius.
She's got Aloysius.
We won't leave her. Just don't turn us into plants.
Try not to. I will try not to. Yeah. Unintentional.
Another question: were there any moments where you deliberately did something you did not want to do as a player, but it felt necessary for the character?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And
that stands out for that.
I really wanted to kill Dario. That would have been really satisfying to just like slowly saw his head off and watch it fall into the ocean.
Either way, but narratively, man, you nailed it. Like, it was just,
it was awesome.
I choose mercy. That was the shit in Act 2, like Act 2, the season 2. It was
yeah, it's set up perfectly for Act 2 of just like going down the paladin path, choosing a new way of going about things. Like, Yeah, that was awesome.
It's a good thing you didn't have that hog in you anymore because it just bit his face.
I brought up the plant, so you had to bring up the hog.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Speaking of which, that was a whole interesting thing. I that was interesting that you were like, I want this to be cured. You know, I don't want the lycanthropy.
Get this out of
no
me.
offense.
Oh,
No
boo.
offense.
Willow was all for it. She was going to welcome you in. She's going to like tell you all the secrets.
I'm gonna hold your hand. It's gonna be totally fine.
Yeah.
We can't. We can't take him anywhere. Oh, nice. Well, this is a wild animal. He's berserk when he's a hog. I can't think of anything myself. Because anything that I didn't mean to do, like the ever smoking bottle, were happy accidents. I think. Maybe you guys don't realize this, but because they couldn't see, they couldn't cast magic at us either, or at least some of their spells, because they require line of sight.
Yeah, it was a confusing mess for everyone.
Yeah, for everyone, right? So the bright side, I actually
It
helped.
worked out for them too.
Yeah. I can't think of anything crazy significant about that. Willa, anything about you?
I mean, just in general, like the like her whole parent thing. Like me, as a person, I'm like, oh, this is not good. We should not do this. But I mean, we kind of talked through that. Like, other than that, I've definitely wanted to kill some people, but I knew Willa wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Top notch.
In general.
Top-notch
I think I've seen a
player.
few moments where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know what?
She's like, ah,
Whoops.
We should.
Whoops.
I'm gonna cut a bitch.
Yeah.
That's funny. We're running out of time, but last question, I guess, was for me. Were there any moments where the players completely surprised you and it required a dramatic shift from what you had planned? I guess since there's been so many moments that you guys have surprised me, but keeping it in these episodes, I think the big one was Rita. Yeah, kind of bringing her in and being like, "Hey, you're one of us now," and getting a really good role on that, and just internally being like, "I didn't plan for this, but let's roll with it," and just like making her like an NPC that like kind of joined your side was a big surprise for me in the moment too. I just kind of like rolled with it, but y'all were like, "You're cool. Let's be friends." So. Yeah, that's just one of many moments.
It's great.
Yeah, I can't think of any others at the time, but you all are always surprising me with everything you do. So, for some things I kind of know what you're like. Razadok, I kind of knew you weren't going to join his side, but I wanted to throw that choice at you anyway, just to be like, you know, he's a character that would want this. Didn't know what you're gonna do with the beacon, but I thought you used it effectively. I thought it was cool that you destroyed it. Yeah, I think that's some of the things that come off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's good questions from Rob.
Yeah, great question.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Rob.
great questions. Yeah, a bunch of good ones.
So yeah, we're excited to dive back in. Any other thoughts that you guys have before we wrap up? Anything you want to say? It's been such a lot of adventures we've had this past year, but I think we've seen some really cool development from the characters. We're going to see some more too coming up.
I can't think of anything. I mean, we could pick apart a lot of stuff, but I think we covered a
It's a
lot of
good
good
recap.
ground.
Yeah. Good recap. I'm looking forward to working with Rob, with Forge, these next
Yes.
couple adventures.
Yeah.
Forge.
Yeah.
Do you
Cool.
think, I'm sure he's going to watch this, but while we don't have him here, do you guys think we can trust him? Not as a player, but as a character.
Yeah,
He's from Pangea, you know, he's a Pangean construct, right? He is a cleric. Is he going to be another Razak? Is this like what's the deal, man? Let's have a huddle as sole survivors. Right? Like we haven't had this
What?
chance, but like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Forge is off peeing oil or something right now, so we're just talking here. We're just talking.
But
Anton's spidey sense is not going off.
I think Anton right from the start was like, guys, armored guy who can heal and does some powerful stuff. Guy, let's be
Yeah.
friends.
do you think that there's opportunity for you, Anton, to learn or grow from, with his help, having that spiritual warrior side?
Oh yeah, I think
Like a
there's
springboard
like,
into that.
I think there's where the affinity lies. It's like, oh, okay, this guy's on kind of the same path. Yeah.
And Willa, what do you think? Well, it's just I don't know why I'm asking.
I mean, why? Yeah, why do you ask?
No.
She's good with him. She's
Real nice.
He seems real nice. He healed us.
Yeah. Okay. I hadn't caught up with you guys. We hadn't had a moment for a powwow on that.
Yeah, we haven't.
But so far, I mean,
Does
so far,
Gemma
so
think
good.
otherwise, though? Is that why you ask?
Yeah, how does she feel?
How does Gemma feel?
You haven't expressed that at all.
I don't know. I think I'm still caught up in the whole like Willa parent thing. I think that's like a really weighing heavy on Gemma's mind right now. And then this is obviously a new encounter and a new companion. I don't think that she's made any like real assessments about him and trusts the judgment of her companions. I don't think she has a read on him right
It's
now.
almost like in any group, there's got to be one person who kind of maintains that sort of anchor of like, yeah, well, one of us needs to still-
It's not gonna be Willa. Right?
yeah,
Not me.
Like, one of us still needs to have like one foot in the suspicion.
It's been Anton a lot.
Yeah,
too.
usually
Like I
it's
mean, it's
Anton.
man, you have a really good radar for that kind of stuff. But not, I mean, other than Gale, but you know. I think that's true what you said. It's just I hadn't thought about it too much, really. He's going in our direction and we're going in his, so that's how
Still
it is
there.
right now. So
We'll see. Yeah.
Till he gives us a reason.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this discussion. I thought we covered a lot, and I enjoyed it. And well, we're gonna be back in a few weeks. So if you're watching on YouTube or listening to our podcast, we really appreciate you listening, and give us a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. But we're gonna be back with episode 73 on April 29th. So thanks again for watching and listening, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.